One more week of preseason football, JB. You know what? I'm thinking about auditioning another partner for this game. Are you interested?
If you have me do play-by-play on the Bucs, Captain Fear is going to carry me out after the first quarter. He's going to say, enough is enough.
No worries.
Get this guy out of here.
Chris Myers will be back.
From the Stream Center, this is the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Advent Health. Here's your host, JB Biunno, and Hall of Famer Rondé Barber.
So yes, Chris Myers back next week alongside Rondé Barber calling the final preseason game on WFLA News Channel 8, your official Bucs station. And oh, by the way, some breaking news here into the Rondé Barber Show. The ratings through the roof for the we're going to call it the Barber Gruden cast.
Yes, I like that billing.
Right.
Barber
Gruden cast.
Yes, that sounds great to me.
the innovative experiment of Rondé Barber and Jon Gruden calling the game together on WFLA, the Chiefs game.
We shot our gun. It was fun. We had a good time.
Man, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, play-by-playing is hard. That's hard.
You did a great job.
I mean,
Iron Eagle.
It's hard. I wish I was Iron Eagle. I was trying not to be a traditional play-by-play guy, more just kind of have fun with it and have a conversation with John. But like, then you're sitting there like looking at the screen and you're like, well, you got to call the play. You know what I mean? You don't want to
say something.
You don't want it to be Manning cast. I mean, and I love Peyton and Eli, but like they sit there and watch the play and then just kind of not talk about it till afterwards, and then they start talking to guests and everything else, and you're just like, you're ignoring the game. It's impossible to ignore the game when you're sitting in the booth. So we made it work. It was fun.
Well, the breaking news on the Rondé Barber Show, literally right before the show started, we got in the stat, 250,000 people watched on WFLA, 250,000 adults over the age of 18.
Nice.
This is the fifth most watched preseason game in the last 10 years.
Wow.
Bucs preseason game.
That's
on
impressive.
WFLA News Channel 8. So kudos to you and the entire team. The whole production team did a phenomenal job.
Ty, Greg, Terrence, everybody did a great job. And look, a couple of those games ahead of us had to be Brady games.
Right.
When he was going to play in the preseason. So, yeah, good job, John. Thanks for helping me out there, buddy. Appreciate you.
Awesome show. Awesome stuff.
Speaking of auditions, last week of training camp for a lot of Buccaneer players, 2 practices with the Jaguars. And by the way, you doom and gloomers out there that think the Jaguars just beat up on us in practice and practice 1 over there this week, I watched film. It wasn't that bad. You know,
Bucs fans are acting like the sky is falling.
Yeah, I mean, Baker said it perfect, actually. I think I read a quote from his, it's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. That is like a motto for all football players, because practice and games are always feel one way, and then you put the film on, you're like, okay, maybe it wasn't as bad of a shellacking as it looks like. A lot of the Trevor Lawrence down the field passes or whatever were sacks. Like, Todd was throwing a kitchen sink at these guys, and they were coming home, pulling off the quarterback. He steps up, makes a pass, and it looks like it's a big play for them, but it wasn't. So it was. It's what the last week of preseason's all about, though, and I love that. Like, a lot of these teams are doing this now, because you're not going to see any of these players in the final preseason game. Right. Any of the guys we want to see. In fact, breaking news today was Ruben Bain hurt his shoulder, his AC joint. He'll be fine. He'll play in the opener. And I hope he does, because he was awesome in that last preseason
If there's
game.
one guy next to Baker that you don't want to see getting any sort of tic-tac kind of injuries, it's probably Ruben Bain.
It's that guy. Because I think he's going to be the show come week 1 at Cincinnati. Everybody who's a Bucs fan is going to want to see what number 3 does.
They're going to be circling on their imaginary telestrator.
Right.
They're going to be circling number 3.
Whoever's doing that game, I don't know what crew is doing that game or what even network is doing that game, but I guarantee you the first time they're on defense, they're going to circle number 3 for the Bucs. He was awesome.
So can I push back a little bit on the Jaguars?
Jacksonville.
The Jags. Let's just call them the Jags.
You know what? Every time I write them down or type them in, I just put Jags. I never do the whole thing.
Jags. So
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Only thing we all really know is that they're from Duval.
That's how you do it, Liam. That's how you do it. So yeah, to push back a little bit, you and Gruden were here last week, and you said that joint practices do matter.
They do.
But you're saying that this one, like, everything's going to be fine.
Everything's going to be fine. Yes. Did they probably win the practice? Yeah. I mean, who knows? They even admitted, Bucs players admitted flat, whatever, didn't come out with the same energy that they normally have. I'm not worried about it at all. But again, because this is the last time a lot of our starters are getting full real action before they play Cincinnati in a couple weeks, this does matter. And so the practice on Tuesday or Wednesday will, I guarantee, be a little bit better than the practice was on Tuesday. And then come Friday, when the game comes around, we'll just be talking about the guys at the bottom of the roster trying to audition for their opportunity to be on the 2026 Buccaneers. And by the way, later in the show, we're gonna give you a little preview of what we think that roster is going to look like.
The 53-man roster projection on the Rondé Barber Show. We didn't do that last preseason.
No.
We're doing it this preseason. And a little bit, also to top on that, a little bit of a PSA, we're also going to kind of put a bow on the preseason this episode.
Yeah.
Because we're moving full into our season preview next week, a 2-episode season preview, which is going to be a really extraordinary effort. I've been working on it with producer Rhetfield Jr. over here over my left shoulder, and we're going to make a really great 2-episode ultimate season preview.
I love it.
So like this is our opportunity now, Rondé, to put a bow on the preseason. Even though we have a third preseason game remaining, this is our chance to really evaluate the roster, evaluate the preseason, and start to look ahead.
I think we know what we know about guys at this point, right?
Right.
Like biggest winners, losers,
and that's like, let's start there. Do you want to start biggest winner of the preseason or your biggest loser of the preseason?
Let's go there.
All right, biggest winner of the preseason according to Rondé Barber.
So after last week's game, to me, it's David Walker, because after the Jets game, it was like, what is we had so much hype about this kid coming off of his ACL injury from a year ago, and he didn't show anything against the Jets, to be honest with you. Gruden came on talking about the first play of the game last week, and Josiah Trotter is sprinting to the ball, makes a tackle, and 51 is kind of jogging behind the play. It's like it wasn't a good look. But those questions are gone after his play, and I think we got some clips of John calling him out in the game last week. Shows where he was. My other biggest winner, and people might not believe me here, but
winner 1B?
1B is Dean Patterson. The guy has been balling, dude. He leads us in receptions and yards, and it hasn't been spectacular because the quarterback play hasn't been spectacular in these preseason games. But Dean Patterson is kind of showing that he deserves to be on this team. I don't know if that's a roster spot.
We'll have to figure that out in our 53-man roster exercise later.
But he's clearly done enough. He's big. He's 6'2". He shows great hands, ball skills. Plucks the ball out of the air, man. Like it's awesome to watch. And he's a local kid, so he's a winner for me. The other one, just the one at the bottom, but Josh Williams, dude, he's created an RB3 conversation.
Which we're also going to have with the running backs room when we do our 53-man.
Right. So those are my biggest winners of the preseason. And there's obviously other ones. There's some great stories that come along with every preseason game. But the big winners, the ones that stood out to me, are those. Biggest disappointments. This one's interesting because it's not any of them have to do with the way that they played. It's
availability.
It's availability.
Yeah.
You read my mind. I didn't even tell you that.
But
I didn't even preview that.
I know you.
I came into this preseason like just wanting to see JJ Roberts compete. He had a great preseason last year, tore his ACL. We were like, God, this guy can play safety. He can play nickel. He can play corner. He was doing everything. Dude hasn't practiced. Either can't or won't practice. He finally returned this week, but it's probably too little too late, right?
To make it.
Like, it's just disappointing. The other one's Benjamin Morrison, because he's just always been hurt since the offseason, and he wasn't a factor to compete for this starting role. That disappointed me. Like, he's finally back as well, but what does that mean? Is he just the default third corner, or does Aiden Garnes take his spot because he's had such a good preseason? I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they really still believe in Benjamin Morrison, but he's been hurt. Last two, actually. Servassier Dennis was supposed to compete with Josiah Trotter for the starting inside linebacker spot. Now, I think Josiah would have won it anyways, but again, Servassier Dennis hurt almost all preseason with this groin. I don't even think he's playing in this last game. And like, does that factor in him on the 53-man roster if he can't play week one? I mean, they had expectations for him as a substitute, maybe as a starter. Who knows? The last one, and it's kind of obscure disappointment for me, is Billy Schrauth. We haven't seen him yet. He was going to come in and compete as one of the guards prospects, maybe a swing person, and didn't see him at all. Those availability guys disappointed me this entire preseason because I didn't get to see him.
It goes to show that maybe I don't know you as well as I thought I do, because I thought you were going J-Mac.
Yeah,
I thought you were going J-Mac biggest disappointment, just because you want to see.
I still believe in him, though.
You do? Okay, you do.
I still believe in him. The way he finished last year, I mean, I think that's who he is. The way that he finished last year. You remember last preseason when we had Grizzard on?
Sure.
Grizz the Wiz.
Grizz. Oh, man, too many names. Too many names.
And he gave us the one guy he thought needed to ascend for this offense to hit the levels that it was him. It was J-Mac, right? And then Teddy Bridgewater throws him that high floating whatever, and he breaks his a bone in his neck, and he misses almost the whole season. But then he comes back at the end of the year, and you actually see what Grizz was talking about.
Yep.
The way that he stretched the field, the way he actually became somewhat of a possession receiver. I was expecting that this preseason. We didn't see it, obviously, but I still think that's in there. I don't even remember what injury he has. Garrett's not here, but Rhett, do you remember I don't even remember what injury he had. Yeah, was it like a groin? No. This preseason, I don't know. It's whatever. It's something. He's just missed a bunch of time, and it's disappointing too, but not as the level of this. I think J-Mac will play.
So let's move. The rookies have really excited.
Yeah,
right. Because we have a rookie class that I think is starting to. I think even some of the national media out there starting to pick up on the fact that Jason Light has done it again. That he has found value in not just the early round, but really those middle rounds where Jason Light, let him cook.
Right. He cooks pretty well, man.
And so I want to ask you this question.
Right.
Ruben Bain's going to be the guy that you circle on your imaginary telestrator. We know that.
Right.
Give me the other rookie next to Bain that you think is the most significant for the Bucs this season as far as having an impact.
Josiah Trotter. Like, I think regardless of what happened with Servassier, and he was hurt, he was going to be a day one starter and possibly the best player on the defense. That's not my opinion. That's everybody in the building's opinion. Just watching him play, watching him lead. He's a leader, like a leader of men. He's got some mic'd up. I challenge you to go watch the Bucs website with him mic'd up and just listen to how he talks to himself, to his teammates. He's 21-year-old rookie, and he's got this presence about him that just says, "I'm going to be a badass." He's the one.
Wow.
The other one would be Ted Hurst. I mean, and I think because of the injuries to J-Mac, Emeka's been out most of camp. Like, Ted Hurst is going to be in a role, pretty significant role early in this season, assuming that those injuries play out the way that they've shown the last couple of weeks. So, but there's three of them. Like, there's three guys that I think are playing an immediate role. Yeah, I mean, Keontae Scott is going to be the starting nickel. John and I brought this up on the broadcast. This will be the 6th year in a row. This is crazy. 6th year in a row that Todd Bowles is starting not only a new nickel, a rookie nickel. Actually, 5th year in a row, it's a rookie nickel because the 6 years ago he started Antoine Winfield Jr. In the nickel, but it was his 2nd year. But every year since then, he started a rookie at nickel. It's crazy, and obviously,
especially coming from you, which Gruden noted on the broadcast.
Right. Jacob Parrish, who was our starting nickel last year, is starting at corner now because Benjamin Morrison didn't make the jump and push him for the starting role. So it's interesting. It's an interesting kind of insight into how Todd Bowles views that position. Not that it's valuable, but he's always looking for perfect. And then Antoine, Tyke Smith, the last two guys that started, two of the last three guys that started in there, both end up being starting safeties in this defense. So their roles change. But I just find that fascinating. It's just unique that, there's not a guy on this roster that's been able to establish himself at that position, and it is, do not mince words. It is the most important position in pass defense. It absolutely is. You have to have that position in today's NFL. And mostly now, you look at the Super Bowl winning Seattle Seahawks. That Nick Emanwari guy,
Mm-hmm.
he's pretty awesome, dude. Kyle Hamilton in Baltimore, like he's pretty awesome. He plays nickel, like he's a safety, he's a big body nickel. Derwin James, he plays nickel for the Chargers. Like he's not a starting safety, he's not anything. He's not a linebacker. He is a nickel, and that position has just evolved into just its important piece. And if you don't have it,
A Swiss Army knife.
if you don't, basically, if you don't have that, your defense is compromised a little bit with the way that you have to play against today's offenses. So it's just keep an eye on Keontae Scott. Like,
and your confidence level with Keontae is where?
he's looked good in the preseason. Like he's picked up a lot of nuance to the position already. Now, is he on a growing learning curve? Absolutely. He was very versatile in Miami last year. Agent Zero. That's what my buddies called him with my Miami fans because he's wore number 0 in Miami.
Cool
He
name.
did a lot. Blitzed, tackled, covered. He's not those type of nickels. He's 6 foot, I think. Probably 200 pounds. Yeah, 195 pounds. But he can do a lot of different things. He's pretty impressive so far. But, the game start. We'll see if he can handle it. I think he can.
Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to, in a moment here, we're going to take you inside the broadcast booth with Rondé Barber and Jon Gruden for some of the most significant quotes out of the
I love it.
out of the broadcast booth in just a moment here on the Rondé Barber Show. But I want to end on this. The average Bucs fan out there, if they looked at you maybe they ran into you on the street and they said, Rondé, I have more concerns right now about the offense than I do the defense. You would say what?
That's not true. No, we got great depth at wide receiver. The one concern would be depth at offensive line, but the starting 5, which did not play together not one time all last year, which is crazy to me because Cody Malk only played 2 games last year. Their starting 5 are going to be great. Quarterback, franchise player, 2 really good running backs, right? And
what I'm getting at is, is there an offensive identity yet with this team?
That is the question,
right? That's
So
what I'm really getting at because
I'm
I'm watching the first half of the Chiefs game.
Yeah,
listening to you and Gruden
Right.
call it, and it's it leaves a lot to be desired on the offensive side of the football. You're hoping that Baker goes out there and shows flashes of baking.
Right.
You're hoping that you see some, a couple of highlights that would be great.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why you didn't see that.
Okay.
I'll tell you why you didn't see that because we didn't have a left tackle. We did not have a left tackle plan. We had oh my God, what's his name? The international player.
Is it Rubel?
Yeah, Rubel started left tackle. Like he's not even top of mind for me. He's an international player. He's going to be on the team all year. He started at left tackle. He played most of the game at left tackle. So Zach Robinson was like, "We're going to hand the ball off to the right 3 times."
Which you noted on the broadcast.
Our
Yep.
only pass is going to be a screen. We're not doing any drop back. If there's one dude that can't get beat up in this game, this preseason game which he's playing, is our quarterback. And so that identity didn't present itself with the first team offense. But it's funny you said that because I was talking to Ty Eastman, my producer, sent him my thoughts and kind of the elements that I want in this last preseason game. The last key to the game, you'll see, I'm previewing this for you guys, is like, can Robinson's offense find some consistency?
Right.
So if you're asking that question, so am I. I absolutely am asking that question. But in terms of concern, my concerns are can the rookies actually play better than their status as rookies? Do we have enough corners to play, right? And we have no depth at safety. Like we're like 1 or 2 injuries away in the secondary from like playing a bunch of young, inexperienced guys. Now, the Bucs this offseason made the choice to go young in the secondary, right? We know that. They actually changed both secondary coaches, the safety coach, Tim Atkins, and corner coach Rashad Johnson are both internal hires. So there's a lot of changeover on that side of the ball. So I would say my concern is more on defense than offense, but I get what you're saying. Zach Robinson, though, is an experienced play caller. Just go back and look what he did in Atlanta for those 2 years. I think he was 9th in yards over those 2 years he was in Atlanta with Raheem. Like, he's going to find a way to be successful. The McVay tree coordinators generally know what the heck they're doing. So I'm not worried about offense.
It's a weird time for the offense, man. It's a weird time because you have a couple seasons ago, you have offensive guru Liam Cohen running the show, and the offense clearly firing on all cylinders.
Baker's best year, by far.
Then you have last season where things are looking great through the first half of the season, mostly
8 weeks, right?
And my goodness, and you're thinking, we my God, we everything's fine,
right?
And under offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard, and then the wheels fall off, and Grizzard goes off to Philadelphia. Now we're here with Zach Robinson. We're trying to figure out exactly what is this offense.
Right.
Well, one of the biggest highlights on offense, of course, against the Chiefs was a third string quarterback. We're going to talk more about it when the Rondé Barber Show comes back right after this.
You're watching the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I mean, I said third string.
You put that in quotes, right? Air quotes.
Right. Because there are people who are like, did he just say third string quarterback? Third string quarterback?
You went third string quarterback.
We got to talk about the Buccaneers quarterback room. Welcome back to the Rondé Barber Show. And it is time for us now to take you inside the broadcast booth. Because of NFL rules, we're not allowed to show you highlights, even though it was on WFLA.
He was on WFLA, the official Bucs station.
Would you believe that we are not allowed to show highlights on this show?
Jon Gruden couldn't believe that you didn't have the
He was like, what?
He was like, what kind of operation is this? I can't show this on Barstool, but y'all can't show it. Y'all did the broadcast.
The NFL is strict.
Yes,
I mean, they are so strict with this stuff. Welcome back to the Rondé Barber Show.
It's funny you say that. I just the express written consent of the NFL thing just rolled in my head just now.
The copyright disclaimer, like someone's right now at the NFL.
It's all the running backs, running through, and then
they're watching us with binoculars right now and being like, "Are they going to show video? Are they going to show video? Get the lawsuit ready. Get the lawsuit ready."
Oh my goodness.
So, but hey, little
Nexstar can afford it, right?
I hope so. Let's hope so. Maybe they can afford us to play a little bit of audio from the broadcast booth. We have 4 different snippets here.
Ooh, I like this game.
from the broadcast booth with Rondé Barber and Jon Gruden calling the second preseason game between the Bucs and Chiefs. And we're going to start here with not the quarterback that everybody wants us to talk about. We're going to start here with the offensive line and what happened with Jake Browning when he was out there. So let's cue up this soundbite. Take a listen.
Browning, I mean, he's taking some serious hits. Blindside hit in the first quarter. They don't pick up a 4-man overload this time. These are car wrecks.
Right.
These are not normal sacks.
Jake Browning got lit up twice.
Dude, the first one was bad. Felix Uzama Udike, who is a first-round draft pick from a couple of years ago, like went by Marshall Ferner like he was not even there. Like, right tackle was a problem all night for our Bucs. And if you're asking a question about how do you evaluate Jake Browning with the offensive line that he was playing with, yeah, you got to factor that in. But the reality is, Jalon Daniels probably would have escaped that, right? He just has this natural sense and feel, which I think we all noticed when he came into the game. You saw the escapability, the second reaction type plays. Now, the question is our backup offensive line capable? It doesn't look like it. Justin School missed the game at tackle. Ben Chukwuma missed the game at tackle. The reason they were able to eventually start getting some rhythm on offense is that they moved Elijah Klein, number 79, and he'll be a focus of mine in this last preseason game. Moved him he was starting at guard, and then moved him to right tackle. When we go to our 50-man roster, 53-man projections, he's going to be on mine because of what he did in this last preseason game. I think he earned himself a spot.
Wow.
So,
okay, can I paint a picture for you about how bad I feel for Jake Browning for a second? I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Brett pointed out I'm looking at it. But let me add some context here from my perspective in watching the film. You're not the only one who watches film.
Yeah,
I watch film, okay?
Love it.
And I don't see the X's and O's like a Hall of Famer like Rondé Barber,
Right.
but I will share with you what I observed. I observed on this play, Jake Browning got lit up.
Yes, he did.
And I believe you alluded to it on the call where you said the refs made the request or maybe the mandate that he had to leave for a play.
Yeah.
So Jake Browning gets lit up by his offensive line. He has to go out.
I know where you're going with this.
And the crowd starts to ooh and ooh, Jalon. There's number 10. I've heard about this kid. There's Jalon Daniels. There's number 10. He comes out for one play. I don't even know how warmed up he is on the sideline.
And rips it.
And let me tell you, he rolls to his left and rips a dart.
Yes.
And then the crowd in Raymond James Stadium is going, oh, did you see that? That's the best play of the game so far. And then he's got to walk off the field, and Jake Browning has to come back on the field after all the oohs and ahs of seeing Jalon Daniels in that first half for one play.
Step.
And everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
And I genuinely felt, I'm thinking about Jake Browning here. I'm thinking, man, that stinks.
Yeah.
His offensive line lets him down. He gets clobbered for it. Jalon Daniels comes out, fires a dart, looks like Superman out there. And
feet off the ground, just pop.
There was this. You want to know what it sounded like in the stadium when Jake Browning came out after that one play by Daniels? That's what it sounded like. So I felt really bad for Jake. And then to add insult to injury and injury to insult, he got lit up again.
He got hit a couple of times hard. So Gruden's commentary was, he's right. Jake got hit, but Jake does not have the dynamism. I use that word in broadcast too. That is the
great job, by the way.
Correct way to pronounce dynamic. It's not dynamicism. It's dynamism. Dynamism. He doesn't have what Jalon does. And when Jalon got in the game, the offense changed. Like, say what you want to. I don't know what the coaches are thinking. I know Jake is experienced. He's 4 years in the league. He started meaningful games for Cincinnati. He got benched for Joe Flacco last year. Ooh. So there's things there.
We're gonna save it for the 53-man exercise because we're gonna talk about the quarterbacks room first when we do our 53-man roster projection at the end. But I want to go out of order here.
Okay,
Rhett, because we're talking quarterbacks. Why don't we go to Baker here? So this is you had Baker Mayfield on the broadcast, I believe early in the third quarter, and I think
sideline talk. Yes,
your sideline talk, and your very first question was about number 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has all the ability in the world, and just for a young quarterback trying to figure out, especially in this system, it's a lot. It's verbiage, knowing all the motions, timing, and everything. So that'll be the biggest part for him. But as of right now, he's handling it great. So if he can continue that and keep making plays with his feet, extending it, just using his God-given ability, good things are going to happen. But I'm proud of him so far.
What do you make of Baker's comments on Jalon Daniels?
He's telling you exactly all you need to do. Yes, is he God-given talent that can, make him show those ridiculous splash plays, like the throw that you were talking about, the touchdown throw that he gave to Kokeef. His first real snap at quarterback, that rollout to the right and then on the run, both feet off the ground, hit that toe tap to Patterson like 15 yards down. But that was amazing. That's a splash play. Now, the nuance of the offense, they're picking up the checks and the cans and all the other stuff that has to happen at the line of scrimmage and recognizing defenses and then dropping back with the right footwork and timing pre-programmed into your head. That takes time, right? Does he have that now? Absolutely, he does not have that. But can he figure it out? Yes, because he's talented. And then people are going to ask this question, JB. This is going to be the question.
Yep.
If Baker gets hurt Who do you want coming in to be your
That's right.
quarterback?
That's right.
Do you want the four-year vet who's played meaningful games, or do you want the uber exciting, rookie out of Kansas who's started 4 years and was a 4-year captain, that has all the talent in the world and may be more exciting? Which one do you want?
I had this I think this led to one of those
Oh, I'm sure you had this
30-minute conversation with Rhett and Garrett,
I
and
know.
here the other day. And I think this ultimately comes down to where the Bucs are in the season, what their record is, if they're fighting for a playoff spot, just how the season is going at the time.
Right.
But
Tom Moore used to say, if your starting quarterback gets hurt, that's why starting quarterback gets all the snaps in practice. If your starting quarterback gets hurt, you're pretty much.
well, right, but okay, if it's a minor injury and you got to miss a game or two, and you need someone to just get you through 1 or 2 weeks,
we're putting a lot on him if we're thinking it's going to be Jalen.
I know. I I'll tell you what. Early in the season, I'm leaning more Jake Browning. But as the season goes on, and as this kid gets more and more comfortable being an NFL quarterback, watching from the sidelines,
right,
understanding the nuances of the game, I lean more and more towards him as the season goes on. You brought up a. Well, hold on. Let me ask you that question.
Yeah.
Who do you want?
Well, control and understanding of the vernacular of the offense, like the play calls are complex, right? This Sean McVay, now Zach Robinson iteration, it's a complex call system. Like there's a lot that goes into it. Right? It's different. And John wanted to do a lot of this in the broadcast, just emphasize the communication between a new offensive coordinator and a quarterback, and a new inside linebacker, which is Anzalone, and the play caller, which is Todd Bowles. So we talked a lot about communication. It's different hearing the call from Zach Robinson in your ear and just regurgitating it out to all the players that are in the huddle versus hearing it, like being able to comprehend the play call, the structure, the down and distance, why they're calling it versus the defense that you think the other team is going to play, and then getting under center and being able to stay in the play or can out of it, and then realize where the ball has to go. That's a lot, man. That's a lot for a young quarterback to get, especially if he has no familiarity with this offense. So in that regard, yeah, I might want a veteran guy, a guy that understands what's going on.
There's one wrinkle though. This kid did 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah, he
Kansas.
started when he was 17.
He has experience being the dude.
I agree.
He's not one of these kids that came out of college that played half or 2/3 of a season and showed flashes.
Right. That is the difference.
He's done it.
That's the difference.
So
you know what? Gruden was enamored with that, by the way.
The fact that he's done it.
That played 4 years. At Kansas.
That means something.
Yes.
Right. There's so much more to get to in this show, but I want to
besides the fact that when everything breaks down, he can still win the play.
Right.
That's, to me, and I think the coaches kind of are getting enamored with that ability. Like, besides the fact that the play goes wrong, he can still win the down. That is awesome.
Something can go wrong, and he'll still find a way to make it a positive game. Now, I want something you honed in on. I want to ask you about.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch this kid on the broadcast, I'm sure it was the same for in the booth on Saturday. There's something you already touched on this, but I want to come back to it. This kid gets some serious vertical when he throws the football, and I'm sitting there and watching this kid throw the football, and he gets up.
Right. There's like some
true vertical here when he throws and unleashes the football. So I'm trying to think of a comp. Like someone who really got that high in the air when he threw the football. Because let me tell you something, from a football perspective, it's exciting to watch this kid get that much air and still.
So if you want to talk like mechanics, and we can do this real quick because I know we got a couple other ones we're going to get to. But say a guy like Drew Brees, who was a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He 100%, because I had this conversation with him when I was doing games for Fox. He 100% uses ground force production to create velocity in his throws. Ground, just like golf swing. Ground, start feet on the ground, that pivot, the energy, kinetic energy from the hip, shoulder disassociation, releases in your arm. That's how Drew Brees threw the football. A guy like Aaron Rodgers, does not do that.
No, he's whipping it with his all arm action.
He's still got the disassociation, but he can do it with his feet off the ground. Jalen's more like that. There was his 4 best, and I noted this when I was watching film. His 4 best throws of the day, his feet were off the ground.
Yeah. So what?
He just has
that's just his style, right?
So like when you think about wanting to whip like a golf club, like you get this whip, right? There's a dynamic element to his arm angles, the ability to do this. I'm not a quarterback coach,
right.
nor can I throw the football, but I understand it because I've seen it. Like the guys that whip, Matthew Stafford, like he does both. That's why he's so good. Matthew Stafford creates ground force production, and he creates this ridiculous amount of lag, if you will, on his passes. That's why he can throw from any different angle, like a baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see a great shortstop,
sure.
And you're just like, whatever. Doesn't matter how he gets it out of his hand.
Yeah, like a shortstop. This guy's Derek Jeter jump throwing out there. Like he's
so that's what he is. That is what he is. Now, does he want to continue to play like that, or do his coaches want him to continue to play like that? I don't know. His quarterback coach. Hold on, I gotta remember who we brought in. His quarterback coach is Chandler Whitmer. You know who Chandler Whitmer is?
I don't know.
He was the co-OC and quarterback coach for the college football champion Indiana and Hoosiers, and Fernando Mendoza's quarterback coach last year, who won a Heisman. That's who he's working with. So is Jalen's technique going to change, or is he just going to buy into it?
It clearly works.
It works.
I mean, he's generating a ton of velo.
So, I mean, this guy's worked with a bunch of different people, though. He worked with Herbert, Lawrence, Justin Fields, all different types of quarterbacks. Michael Penix last year in Atlanta. He's worked with different types of quarterbacks. I'm not saying that he's going to be a Fernando Mendoza type of thrower ever. I think his quarterback coach is probably trying to figure out a way to harness this kid's skill, because it's ridiculous.
It's just a unique characteristic that he gets so much height when he unloads the football.
Now everybody that watches the game is going to start paying attention.
You heard it here on the Rondé Barber Show. Let's move on to the next call. And let's we've been very positive in our reviews, but there was a moment with Ted Hurst that that really frustrated a lot associated with the Buccaneers. Let's take a listen.
Ted Hurst, that's your rookie wide receiver from Georgia State. And one thing that Todd Bowles constantly talks about is penalties, right? Self-inflicted wounds, if you will. He will not be very happy with Ted Hurst on that particular play.
You said it. Young receivers, he's got to take advantage of this playing time with McMillan out, Godwin is out, Ibuka's out. Not a good start for Hurst.
Yeah, John did not like that. He hates penalties, especially those.
He's a coach.
Of course, he's those type of penalties, the ones that are just like, what are you doing, dude?
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah. You saw it in the replay that he took a swipe
yes.
at a player for the Chiefs, and not the best moment for Ted.
No, and the fact that he didn't really do anything in this game. I mean, he showed up a little bit in week 1, the preseason week 1. We know what he is. I mean, I put the film on from practice the other day, and I watched him boss people against Jacksonville. The kid is talented as hell. He's big, got great hands. He's got better play speed than you can think for a guy that's that big. He still ran a 4.4. Like the guy can play. Now, I love this that we criticized him because he needs it.
Sure.
But I think he'll learn from it and he'll move on. Like we're expecting a lot from this guy.
You just said it. He needs it. It's just been glowing reviews of this kid for weeks.
Right.
And
yeah, you're right.
You get a little humbled in this league every so often, right? Is that what you're getting at?
This league does nothing but humble you. And if it doesn't, you're not playing NFL. The NFL is a humbling ass league, man. Like it's trying to chew you up and spit you out. I'm just sorry. It is. Only the strong survive this deal, dude. It and that is not like a cliche. That is the real thing. But we're expecting a lot from this guy, man. Mike Evans leaves, goes to San Francisco. Can't stay healthy. Mike, Jesus, come on, man. Get your body right, bro.
Power station
God,
stuff, man.
Yeah, the substation. Come on, get away from the substation. Mike. No, I'm kidding. Mike's gonna be fine. But we're expecting a lot. I mean, he's replacing a legend essentially because we don't have another body type like we had with Mike, and he is the closest that we have that. Now, that being said, I think our offense is going to evolve a little bit. I don't think we'll be seeing the ball down the field as much. I think it'll be more of an intermediate passing game, a lot more motion and creating matchups to get guys open intermediately. But if we need to push the ball down the field, it's going to be him. It's either him or McMillan. And we know J-Mac's been hurt. So early in the season, this guy needs to play. So this was a good moment for him, I think. I think it was a moment that, like, he can come back and say, you know what, let this be about ball, man. Like, emotion. Like, who just retired? Running back for Nick Chubb just retired, right? Have you ever watched him play? He played like emotionless football. He didn't care if you.
Chubb was the man.
He didn't care if you hit him hard. He didn't care if he ran over you and ran through you for a touchdown. Same emotion the whole time. He was never on that roller coaster, right? I appreciate guys that don't ride that emotional roller coaster more than I can tell you, because it saves your energy for what matters most, which is going on football field and playing. So hopefully he learned from that.
That was some like Aristotle, Socrates stuff. Man, some Barber wisdom. We need to make a new animation for when you go all philosophical on this show and you incite some wisdom, some Hall of Fame wisdom you pass down to these young kids. My PSA for Ted Hurst, and look right into the camera, is this. We know we want you to be like Mike,
right?
But you don't have to be like Mike in every way,
right.
Ted. Like you could be an X and maybe not take random swipes at players. All right, let's get to the last one here.
No, we're not playing. He's not going to be the New Orleans Saints, Mike Evans.
Right? Yeah. Oh my God, is there a Marshawn Lattimore in this kid's future? That's God. All right, the last one. Oh my goodness, I'm watching this game, and we already talked about this guy earlier, and Gruden noted it. Take a listen.
David Walker is having a field day. What a spin move. You see the back offset your way. You know you're going to get chipped. So don't just run a speed rush. Why not spin? Watch this spin rush on the left side. I mean, that's a great job by Walker, recognizing the help was coming his way. He converted his rush. That's what Todd Bowles wanted to see.
And that's the type of moves that this kid has. He's got so many tools in his box that he just doesn't use enough. But it's good to see that they're showing up today.
Yes,
David Walker.
That
spin move, man.
Yeah, man. It finally materialized. Holy cow! Did it ever? Not only the spin move, and you're judging this somewhat on the competition that he's going against, but not only the spin move was awesome because of exactly how Jon described it. He saw that he was gonna get a chip. There was a running back working out towards his side, just gonna, bang him to the inside and help the tackle. And he just said, okay, as soon as that guy was getting ready to hit him, he spun on that tackle, and the tackle never didn't even touch him. Now, it wasn't a sack, but it was an awesome pressure. But he not only had that, he had a bunch of other impactful rushes. And, Jon liked to talk about, and I love this word, this factor grade. Like the factor grade for David Walker during that last preseason game was probably 100. Every play where he had a chance to impact, he did. And I think he needed to see that. Having a field day was an understatement, man. He was all over the field, dude. And I think he's more of a situational rusher at this point just because of the size, and he's not great playing against the run right now, but he'll eventually figure out how to do it. He's got to figure that out. But I think he's closed the door on this competition. And when we get to our 50-man roster predictions, the edge room, I think is right. It ends right with him. I think he's the last guy, and I think this is going to be a very, very, very deep. And we've said it all preseason. Talked about this on our show. It is a very deep edge room. Finally, it hasn't been like this since the Bucs had JPP and Shaq Barrett on the edge. This is going to be a fun year for that group.
Something tells me this kid's smart.
He's very smart. Very smart.
Like he gets it.
Very. What you love? He's faith-based. The guy is like, he believes in what he believes in, and mostly that's himself. I've never seen a guy come back from an ACL with the lack of regard for that injury like he has.
Wow. Because of belief?
I guess so. He believes in himself, and he's on his path, the path that he believes he should be on. And there is no gimp, there is no favoritism, there's no nothing. He's like just going, dude. It's awesome to watch this kid get back to his form. And now he's had a couple of knee injuries, one in college or maybe high school, and now this one. So to see him back is pretty good. I think he's making, the likes of Chris Braswell and all these other guys insignificant.
Chris Braswell is an interesting name because who's going to make this roster? Who's going to be on the final 53? Well, for the first time ever on the Rondé Barber Show, we're going to do it. We're going to piece it together.
It's only year 2.
That's true.
First time
I'm talking
ever.
like we've done this 8 years in a row. I'm like making the Rondé Barber Show will be back right after this.
It's time for you to Ask Rondé.
Millions upon millions of people are asking the same question, Rondé.
Yes.
They're asking on TikTok. They're asking on Facebook. They're asking on YouTube. They're asking Rondé. Rondé, who's going to make this team? Who's going to make this team? And so with that, we bring you the Rondé Barber Show.
Ooh, I love this.
53-man roster.
Rhett Fail Jr., you did not fail on this. Well done, my friend.
Man, this is interesting.
Right. Although I think you made this, didn't you?
Yeah. No, Red made it.
Oh, okay.
Red made it.
Sorry.
Give Red some credit. Rhett and I, we
collaborated.
We collaborated.
Yes.
And
good partners.
You're going to see a lot of names on here that are presumed locks. Let me explain where this comes from. This is an aggregate. We looked online at a lot of 53-man projections. We looked for sort of the median there on who was a lock to make the roster and which rooms have some question marks. So we're going to take this one room at a time.
Let's do this.
And get down to 53 names.
Okay.
So we're going to start with quarterbacks.
Right.
Now, if
you got the first one right.
I think I got the first one. I think the aggregate can assume that Baker Mayfield is going to be QB1 on this team.
Even though he's looking for a contract extension, he is our franchise quarterback, and he is not boring.
He's not boring.
He is not boring.
I love how you led the broadcast, by the way, with the Bosa clip.
It's my guy.
Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, quarterback room. Now, you see there that there's question marks with 2 and 3. We don't know if this is going to be a 3-quarterback room or 2-quarterback room. Who's going to be the direct? Todd Bowles himself has said, we noted this last week, that the backup quarterback job is up for grabs. So, Rondé Barber, you're head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Solve the quarterback room.
I'm putting both of those question marks are going to have names in them. I think they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks.
3-quarterback room?
Yeah, I think it's a 3-quarterback room. Mainly just because you're certainly keeping Jalon Daniels. You're not putting him on a practice squad. You cannot cut him.
He's not going to make it through waivers.
He won't make it.
Someone's going to be like,
all right. And so you need a veteran. And so I think Jake makes it by default because you need a veteran quarterback, and Jalon Daniels is just too good to not have on the roster. And just remember now in today's NFL, the rule changed however many years ago. Was that last year maybe? With the emergency quarterback. So you can dress 3 quarterbacks, right? So, and that's not a thing. But I guarantee you they keep 3 quarterbacks. What that means for Connor Bazelak, I'm not sure. Because he's, I think, a really talented guy. He's an efficient quarterback. He's young still. He didn't play in preseason game 2. So, I mean, what does that tell you? Really that the competition was between Browning and Jalon. But, I think they still like Connor Bazelak. And I bet you he plays some in this game. I just don't know what it means for him.
Are you prepared to tell me who is number 2 behind Baker?
Honestly, I think you probably have it right. I think Browning starts the season as 2, even though if things go awry, let's say Baker gets hurt for a couple of games, they will not be scared to start Jalon Daniels at some point in this season. But Baker doesn't miss games. What are we talking about? Baker does not miss games. He plays through everything.
As we have seen. Okay, this one I'm going to set up a little bit because we're going to move on to the running backs room. There have been some publications online that have noted that you are very, very closely dissecting that RB3 spot and whether or not Sean Tucker's job is up for grabs. Now, the running back room looks like this. Bucky Irving is your guy at number 1.
Yep.
Got Kenny Gainwell, who is really impressed in camp.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly your number 2. Now, if there's going to be a 3 quarterback room, do you have 3 or 4? Do you carry 3 or 4 running backs, head coach Rondé Barber?
So this is probably where it gets interesting when they come down to the final cuts here. Like, do you keep the 3 or do you keep, because they're all.
Yeah, Josh Williams there too.
Right. Josh Williams and Sean Tucker both have had good preseasons. And we know what Sean Tucker is. Sean Tucker's a home run hitter, man. Like every time he gets a chance to perform, you give him multiple touches in a game, he goes out and shows why he's still on this football team. So I'm not discounting Sean Tucker, but I think this last preseason game matters. I think for what they're thinking. Sean Tucker doesn't play special teams like Josh Williams does. Josh Williams can also return kicks. I know that Sean Tucker can return kickoffs. Josh Williams can return punts, right? So and that will come into play when we get to this wide receiver room, because is Cam Johnson the punt returner or is Josh Williams the punt returner? And how many receivers do we keep, right? So you start doing the math and you're saying, can we keep 4 running backs? I think yes, but you're going to have to sacrifice somewhere else.
So we're going to punt this, pun not intended. We're going to punt this. So you're leaning towards keeping 4.
I'm leaning towards keeping 4 because I not quite like Jalon, but if you put Josh Williams on the street, you wave him and try to bring him back to practice squad. I mean, he's done enough. He looks good. I mean, running backs are a dime a dozen. You might be able to sneak them through, right? But you certainly cut Sean Tucker. Somebody's taking him.
Okay.
So
Sean Tucker makes the team. Josh Williams makes the team. Both will clearly see reps on special teams, of course.
Right.
Let's move on to wide receiver room.
You got this all right. Even though Tez hasn't played in the preseason, there's just value with Tez, and Tez can return kicks, which is punts, which is also a plus. Where I'm very, very, very interested in preseason week 3 is wide receiver number 6, if we keep one. David Sills, they brought him from Atlanta, right? Because he's familiar with the offense. He worked with Zach them last year. Garrett Green made the team last year for a couple of weeks. Cam Johnson was hurt all of last preseason, but they love him. They just love his skill set, and he's the returner. He had a big game last week in preseason. Do we keep 6 receivers, right? I think that conversation between running back 4 and wide receiver 6 is probably the toughest one that this team's going to have, right? And leaning right now, they're going to keep 6 wide receivers. So that makes that, because of the injuries to Emeka and Jalon. Like, you almost have to keep 6 receivers here. Right?
I gotta be the co-host here, man. So you got to pick your 6th name.
It's Cam Johnson, but
Okay,
I think Dean Patterson has done an awesome job.
Oh yeah, so
I think he's done awesome. I think he's at least, there's 16 practice squad spots.
That's what I'm going to say. So he makes one of those practice squad spots.
What he's done so far, I think he's made it. But they also like Garrett. I mean, maybe he's one too. So we'll see for the practice squad. But that 6th name is Cam Johnson.
I'm keeping a counter. We're up to 13 names now. 13 names. Let's move on to tight ends. I think this one is the easiest room to solve, right?
Yeah, I think that you can blow right through that.
Otten, Durham, Keith, Sharp.
Right.
Tight ends are set.
I can't tell you how many people in that building love O'Keefe for everything that he does.
Yeah.
Dude, you can put him on the edge of a line of scrimmage and watch him just lock up an edge rusher. It's pretty impressive.
Wow.
And he
caught a pass. He caught a touchdown pass.
I didn't think he had those kind of hands.
Yeah, that was not an easy ball to snag.
Bauer Sharp will be interesting, just watching him develop. But I think they like him so much he's here. I think we keep 4 tight ends.
Gruden liked him on the broadcast for maybe some Swiss Army knife potential on the offensive side too.
Well, yes, he's ex-quarterback.
Yeah,
right. He can do some crazy things out there. But I think much like Sean and McVay and all these other McVay clones, they're moving towards 2 and 3 tight end sets. Like Liam is going to do that some in Jacksonville. I'm seeing it, right? Like, we need 4 tight ends. I think that room is set.
All right, the number is 17. You got 17 names now. We got to go on to O-line.
Here's where it gets interesting. All those are right.
Yeah.
Okay? All those are right. I think both. The only question of all these,
Chukwuma's on there, Feeney's on there.
And School both are swing offensive tackles. It feels like they're in a competition, but they both missed last week's game, so I'm not sure what that competition looks like right now. Do you keep both of them? Because the guy I mentioned earlier, Elijah Klein, number 79, if you're watching the game, can play guard and he can play tackle. And he was really good when he went to tackle. and I did practice. You start watching practice and you start getting the sense of like what they're thinking. The second team offensive line came in. Elijah Klein was playing right tackle. So to me, like that ninth guy is 79 right now. Now, what does that do for the full room? Because we talked about Billy Strouth, who they drafted in the 5th round this year. He hasn't played. Like, what do you do with him? Like, I don't know what you do with him. You do something injury wise, because if he hasn't practiced, like,
I was about to say, I mean, the depth there, you want depth, obviously,
right.
But
he was supposed to compete. Billy Strouth was supposed to compete for backup, maybe future starter at offensive guard. Bredesen is getting to that age. They bring in Dan Feeney. He's getting to that age. They're older guys. Like, can Strouth be the next guy? We haven't seen him, so I don't know what you do with him. But I think that last position there, 9 is
you're carrying 9.
I'm carrying 9.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, if they don't carry 9 here, they could carry 8. That could be a place where they make it up.
But we might have to come back to that. If you keep everybody, you're going to get over 53.
Well, because you're making these decisions, you're also making a decision about your practice squad. Nobody's going to. Sure. I don't think anybody's taking Elijah Klein off our practice squad if we put him there. And you have the ability to bring them up 3 times in a year off the practice squad before they have to stay on the active roster.
Right. So you have Elijah Klein as in
I got nine right there.
9th O-line spot.
Right.
Let's move on to defensive line. We've got, the names.
Yes.
Here.
Vida, Kalijah, Ashawn, Raheem Nuchez-Rochez, the ultimate Swiss Army knife because he can play all 3 interior positions.
Yep.
Backup, he's the primary backup to Vida at nose tackle. Elijah Roberts has been one of my favorite players of preseason so far.
Do you add a 6th member to this room?
Yes. I think you keep the monster in DeMonte Capehart.
Yeah. He's huge.
Huge, bro.
He just jumps off on broadcast. Capehart's big.
Huge. Jason Jones is like big too. Capehart is like different big.
Looks like the Hulk.
Todd calls him the Hulk.
Oh, wait, does he
yes.
really?
He goes,
like
just go in there, Hulk smash. I love it. Awesome. I think that room is 6. All right, outside linebacker. Here's where we get interesting.
All right, so Bain, Diaby, Muhammad, Walker, Nelson. Okay, this is getting out now. Okay, the heat is picking up in here now.
All right,
you got 32 names so far.
All right. Here's where I'm taking my leave of that last spot. I think they only keep 5 outside linebackers.
Okay, 5. Oh, so Braswell doesn't make it.
I don't think he makes it. He's hurt. It doesn't help the situation.
Mo Camara,
practice squad guy.
He's impressed, right?
Right. He's very, very impressed. Jack Pyburn is impressed, but I think Kamara has earned at least a spot on the practice squad. I got 5 outside linebackers right now.
There you go. So Bain, Diaby, Muhammad, Walker, and Nelson.
Also factor that into that. Kalijah Cansey can play on the edge if you need him to, as can Elijah Roberts.
Right.
So if you need them to. Right.
Yeah. All right. So you're 37 names.
All right. Let's
go
to
inside linebacker.
That's the 2 starters are up top. Roseboom hasn't played.
Yeah. What's the deal?
He's hurt. I don't even know what he's hurt with.
But
they love him because he's a special teams demon, right? He's got meaningful snaps last year at Carolina at linebacker, but he hasn't played, dude. Like, that matters to me. You come to a new team. It's different when you're on the team for years. It's like you got your cachet when you're part of the Buccaneer organization for years. He's a free agent and hasn't played. We just going to accept the fact that you can come in and be a start, like a player, a team's player. Like, is he going to be ready for week 1? See, that factors into this decision. If he's not ready for week 1, I don't know. You keep him. Roseboom. Like, yes, I like him, but
does he make it? 53?
Yes.
For week 1.
Yes.
And we're talking about for week 1 here.
He makes it. And I think Servassier Dennis makes it.
Do you think Dennis makes it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Caden Fordham, who John is also enamored with, I think he makes a practice squad. But there's a battle there. So preseason week 3, look at Cade Fordham and look at John Bullock, 30 and 46. Nick Wright's actually played pretty, or Nick Jackson, I'm sorry, has actually played pretty well too. So like there's a battle for like that 5th practice squad or 6th practice squad inside linebacker spot.
All right, we are we're finishing up here. We're running out of time. Let's go to cornerbacks.
Right.
You've got the easy ones and McCollum, Ben Morrison, Bimo. You got Jacob Parrish. You got Keontae Scott.
That's and Aiden Garnes.
And Garnes makes it.
That's it.
Yeah. Garnes has been great.
He's been great, man. He deserves it.
Yep.
He's doing a lot of good things, man. Transition, actually trying to hit people. Like I like what I'm seeing out of the kid.
Okay, so you're actually doing pretty well here.
Right.
You're on track for 53 because you have your special teams is easy.
Yep.
McLaughlin, Deckers.
So how many? Okay, let's say we assume we got the 3.
You get to keep your 4 safeties.
So
now.
I get 4 safeties.
You get 4 safeties. You got Antoine.
All right. Hey, here's another departure from your list.
Oh, we're gonna go crazy.
Dude, I don't know if we have our 3rd and 4th safety on the team right now.
Whoa.
I don't know. Like Malifonwu, he's okay. He fits a different mold. He's big. Like Todd could use him different ways. But to me, I like Rashad Wisdom.
Wisdom makes it.
Yeah, I mean, Miles Killebrew is just a special teams guy. So I'm sure Danny Smith, the special teams coordinator, is going to be fighting for Killebrew. Like Malifonwu or Wisdom. They both played a lot of snaps in the preseason. Wisdom's been more impactful. He's little. He's like 5'9". Aggressively 5'9". He might be like 5'8.5".
You're Rondé Barber. I think if anybody knows, taking advantage of your size, it's how to do it. It's you.
Yeah. Look, they brought in Xavier Williams, who's another 6'2" safety. But Rashad Wisdom's outplayed him. In a righteous world, a meritocratic world, Rashad Wisdom makes it. Now he gets in his own head sometimes. He does stupid things, but I just like the way he plays, and he's great on special teams. So
all right, you got to pick your safety room. Who's your 4 safeties?
Rashad Wisdom
after and with Killebrew.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
There you go.
We did it.
I might be wrong on that last one, but
can I get a round of applause in here? 53-man roster.
Accomplished.
We don't need you, Todd Bowles. We got it. Don't worry. We'll send this to you. We'll fax it your way.
We need to get Todd Bowles on the show. He can clarify all this.
Maybe
we should do that.
Should we extend an official invite to Todd Bowles?
Todd, come on the show. We can talk about your roster. He can tell us about his new offensive coordinator that he's giving all the time in the world to now he can focus on the defensive side of the ball where his expertise is. Todd, love for you to come on, talk about your team. It's going to be a good team. John is very bullish about this football team. He thinks they're the best team in the South. I don't disagree.
Man, it's been a fun Rondé Barber Show.
This has been a good one.
It's been a fun week.
We don't need guests. You're my all-time guest, bro.
Man, I'm feeling the love, man.
You sure you don't want to audition for the play-by-play?
No. Not a chance. We were both matched today. We didn't even color coordinate. Right. I didn't even call you this morning. We're just looking good in black. A reminder, we are going to have a special 2-episode Bucs season preview on the Rondé Barber Show over the next couple of weeks with our weekly episodes, man. You might see some special guests, but we're going to break down the offense. We're going to break down the defense. We're going to break down a lot more than that as we open up the Bucs season. I'm ready.
Right,
you ready?
I'm ready. God, I can't get here fast enough, buddy.
I know.
Let's go.
Folks, a lot more ahead on, of course, your favorite Buccaneers podcast. Everybody, the Rondé Barber Show.